Thank you for tuning on the news at Africa News 24 TV for reports and updates on events happening in Nigeria and around the world. I am Praise Adeleke. First, the headlines. Free Kanu protesters scamper to safety after police shooting. 5 years after EndSARS protest, Nigerians react on how it's been. Federal government supports the position of the Defense Headquarters on the alleged coup plot. Now the news in full. Let's dive to the main news with the chaos that greeted the protest demanding the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The protest led by former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore. Our next report captures some of the highlights of the day.
Security forces in a march led by activist Omoyele Sowore. The demonstration, which began peacefully at the Unity Fountain, quickly spiraled into chaos when police moved in to disperse the crowd. Clouds of tear gas filled the air as protesters chant "Free Nnamdi Kanu now," waving placards which bear their demands.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now! Free Nnamdi Kanu now!
Among those arrested were Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, and his younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, a move that sparked outrage from human rights groups and supporters across the country. Videos circulating on social media shows officers dragging protesters while others flee the scene as police fire canisters to break up the march. Sowore, who led the rally, described Kanu's continued detention as a national injustice, accusing the government of repeatedly ignoring court rulings ordering his release. For him and other demonstrators, the protest is not just about one man, but about Nigerians' respect for law, freedom, and the rights of its citizens. Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention since 2021 after his controversial rearrest and extradition from Kenya. Despite multiple court orders and even a United Nations call for his release, he remains in the custody of the Department of State Services. His supporters see this as a symbol of political marginalization in the southeast, where many allege their voices are not being heard in the national conversation. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police say the protest was an unauthorized gathering that threatened public peace. Civil rights organizations like Amnesty International have condemned the clampdown, calling it a violation of citizens' right to peaceful assembly. As dots settle, the chant for freedom may have faded from the street, but the protesters insist their message remains clear: the call to free Nnamdi Kanu, which has grown beyond the regional cry.
Whatever happened today is only a mirror of 5 years ago, when the street of Nigeria echoed with the cries of youth demanding an end to EndSARS and impunity. Although what started small grew into a national crisis, leading to violence that left deep scars. As Nigeria marks the 5th year anniversary of EndSARS, the question remains: what has changed? On the occasion of the anniversary, Nigerians have been reacting to the incident, with some of them making recommendations on how to prevent a reoccurrence. We have more in this report.
Up until this moment, there are still some people who are missing. The cases, there's so many cases, people are tracing, some people are still in jail somewhere that they cannot identify.
The panel of inquiry report that was presented to different governors and even the federal government, I am not sure any one of them have been acted on. Some of the protesters are still being held by government, especially in different parts of the country, including in Lagos.
There were a lot of violence and everywhere was scattered, the place was messed up. Everybody was crying, but it was on TV though that we were watching it because we couldn't go out, we were scared.
I just think they just changed their uniform because it's still the same persons that were in the SARS that are still in the reformed police. So I don't think anything has been done concerning the reasons the youths protested.
After the protest, although it was bloody, but at the end, there was no more SARS disturbing us as the youth again.
When you look at how changes occur in other countries, it took the youth. They started it, and gradually they actually achieved their aim. So we are not in any way trying to say violence should be promoted, but in a more legal, civil, and reasonable way.
In other news, the federal government has expressed support for the defense headquarters after a rumor of an alleged coup plot against President Bola Tinubu's administration caused public concern. The rumor, which spread over the weekend, claimed that about 16 military officers were arrested for allegedly planning to overthrow the government. However, the defense headquarters has denied the report, describing it as false and aimed at causing panic. In a statement, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tuka Gusau, said there was no truth in the claim. He added that the Nigerian armed forces remain loyal to the Constitution and are committed to protecting democracy. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, also backed the military statement during a press briefing, stating that the federal government had no reason to doubt the defense headquarters. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the Senate President, Govt DAKIBIYU, and the Director General of the Nigerian Agricultural Science Corporation, Fatuhu Mohammed, to explain how 18.6 billion naira earmarked for a NSC project went missing. Serap said the funds were intended to support important agricultural programs, including initiatives to boost productivity and assist farmers across Nigeria. The anti-corruption group, in a statement, warned that failure to provide a clear account could lead to legal actions. The Nigeria Senate has raised alarm over lapses in the nation's aviation safety standard following the July 13th incident at Port Harcourt International Airport, where an air-paced aircraft veered off the runway after landing. A preliminary investigation by the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau revealed that the pilot and co-pilot were under the influence of alcohol and hard drugs, while another crew member tested positive for cannabis. During plenary on Tuesday, lawmakers described the incident as alarming and called for a comprehensive probe into the circumstances surrounding it. In a motion sponsored by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Aviation, Buhari Abdul Fattah, the Senate noted that although no lives were lost, the findings exposed grave lapses in pilot conduct, airport infrastructure, and regulatory enforcement. Lawmakers warned that repeated safety breaches could erode public confidence and endanger lives if left unchecked. And the state government, in partnership with the Culinary Group, has rewarded Chef Agabos Agboye with 5 million naira star prize for emerging winner of the second edition of Eco Flavor, a culinary competition designed to showcase creativity, innovation, and originality in telling a Lagos food story. Lydia Ajayi reports.
Chef Agabos Agboye has emerged winner of the Eco Flavor Season 2 Cooking Championship, claiming the grand prize of 5 million naira. The competition, organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems in partnership with the Culinary Group, also saw Martha Oluwadamilola Rotimi win 3 million naira as first runner-up, while Peace Alexander came third with 1 million naira. The winner, Chef Agboye, thanked the Lagos State government for the platform, promising to keep improving and make the state proud.
It has put more need for me to work harder, right? So moving forward, I'm going to work harder, train harder to become a better chef. Right.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, congratulated all contestants, saying the competition would open more opportunities and build a sustainable future in the food sector.
For me, I'm particularly happy because you have taken Eco Flavors to the next level. This is just the second season, and we can tell that indeed this is what we should have done a long time ago. And we really want to appreciate the governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola, for making this possible. No other state is doing this. No other government is doing this. No other state or government is recognizing why we always say this is Lagos.
Special advisor to the governor on tourism, arts and culture, Idris Aregbe, said Eco Flavors was designed to promote Lagos culinary talents and create self-employment opportunities.
Today we've seen and also witnessed good numbers of people that we can be proud of to say these are other fantastic chefs contributing and ready to add color to Lagos, and this is what
Special Advisor on Agriculture and Food Systems, Dr. Olurotimi Fashola, highlighted the transparency and digital judging system of this year's edition, describing it as the birth of a new generation of chefs redefining Nigerian cuisine.
Fully in this second edition, we're fully digitalized. So as the results are being scored, it's been collated, so makes it faster. Then the presentation of food had also increased and had gotten better. Designs, presentation, innovation that had brought it to it is getting better, and we know that to keep improving.
Co-CEO of Culinary Group, Olufunke Adu, praised all participants, saying the competition celebrates creativity, resilience, and the growing influence of Lagos food culture.
They're giving that platform to rise and to shine, and why won't it be Lagos? Where else do you think something like this should come from? It should be Lagos. That is why this is Lagos, a center of excellence.
The event, themed A Lagos Food Story, aims to promote culinary tourism and empower young people in the state's hospitality and food value chain.
Let's go on a break now. When we return, we'll tell you what period the ongoing probe of the NNPCL now covers. That's on Business News. Join us again.
Africa faces a major challenge of dominance as leaders refuse to step down and hold on to power despite time and age failing them. Here are top 10 African leaders who have refused to give up leadership positions despite various challenges. 1. Teodoro Obiang of Equatorial Guinea. He gained power in 1979 and is still in power as the president of Equatorial Guinea till date, making him Africa's longest-serving president. 2. Paul Biya of Cameroon. He gained power in 1982 as the president and at the age of 92 has reportedly declared interest to run for another term during Cameroon's next presidential poll. 3. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. He gained power in 1986 after seizing a true rebellion and has served as the 9th and current president of Uganda since then. 4. Denis Sassou of the Republic of Congo. He gained power in 1997 and before then has served as the president between 1979 to 1992. He passed the new constitution in 2015, which enabled him to stand for another term in 2016 and 2021 presidential elections with a majority in the first round. 5. Paul Kagame of Rwanda, a politician and former military officer. He gained power in 2000 after leading the Rwanda Patriotic Front. 6. Isaiah Afwerki of Eritrea is a politician and leader who gained power since independence in 1993 as the president of Eritrea and the former chairman of the People's Front for Democracy and Justice since 1994. 7. Ismail Omar of Djibouti. He gained power in 1999 as the president, making him the head of state and head of government of the Djibouti and the commander-in-chief of the Djibouti Armed Forces. He's been there up to date. 8. Faure Asingbe of Togo. He gained power in 2005 after his father's 38-year rule and is no longer in power as of May 3, 2025, after he was succeeded by Jane Lucian as the first president of the Council of Ministers, while the role of president became ceremonial. 9. Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. He gained power as the president since 2010 with controversial re-election bids, but he remains the president of Côte d'Ivoire till date. 10. Ali Bongo of Gabon. is a politician and dictator. He was the third president of Gabon from 2009 until he was deposed in a coup in 2023. He ruled for 14 years after succeeding his father's 42-year reign.
Welcome back. The federal government has extended its ongoing probe into the alleged $42.37 billion under remittance by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and other key revenue agencies to December 2024. The investigation, coordinated through the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee, follows reports of huge discrepancies in oil and gas revenue remittances covering 2011 to 2017. Officials says the review involves figures amounting to about 12.91 trillion naira, which were either unremitted or yet to be reconciled by NNPCL, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, and the Federal Inland Revenue Service. At the latest FAST meeting in Abuja, the Subcommittee on Reconciliation confirmed that the exercise has been extended to allow agencies replace estimated remittance figures with their actual records. The committee also revealed that unresolved balances, including over 1.2 trillion naira and $137.84 million, have been traced to transactions among NNPCL, NUPRC, FIRS, and the Central Bank of Nigeria. Despite sharing nearly 94.6 billion naira in ecological funds this year, floods have claimed more than 230 lives across Nigeria between January and September. Records from the Federation account shows that the 36 states and 774 local governments received allocations meant for erosion control, flood prevention, and other environmental emergencies. But disaster data from National Emergency Management Agency revealed that over 400,000 people were affected by floods in 2025, with thousands displaced and farmlands destroyed in states like Adamawa, Lagos, Akwa Ibom, and Taraba states. And outside Nigeria, 2 airport security staff have been killed early today after an Emirates cargo plane operated by Turkish carrier Act Airlines veered off the runway and struck their patrol vehicle at Hong Kong International Airport. Authorities said the Boeing 747 freighter arriving from Dubai collided with the vehicle before pushing it into the sea. The aircraft ended up partially submerged near the airport seawall, but all 4 crew members on board survived unhurt. Renewed violence has erupted in Gaza, leaving at least 97 Palestinians dead and over 230 others injured. This is despite a ceasefire that took effect on October 10th. The Gaza government media office accused Israeli forces of committing 80 violations of the truce, including 21 incidents recorded on Sunday. In a statement, the office said the Israeli military carried out direct gunfire at civilians, deliberate targeting, and creation of fire belt, as well as arrest of residents across all governorates. It added that assaults were executed using tanks, military vehicles, and drones positioned along the edges of residential areas. Let's head out to the sports arena. Oluwabori Ademola is standing by. Hello, Oluwabori.
Thank you, Praise. In a landmark moment for African football, Morocco claims the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup title with a commanding 2-0 victory over Argentina in the final, early Monday morning in Santiago, Chile. The North African side owed their historic win to rising star Yasser Zabiri, who struck twice in the first half, once in the 12th minute and again in the 29th, to silence the crowd and secure the title. Despite Argentina's best efforts in the second half, they were unable to break through a disciplined Moroccan backline. According to ESPN, Captain Ryan El Mourabe, for example, anchoring a rock-solid defense, while goalkeeper Youssef Bakali delivered a standout performance, making several key saves to maintain a clean sheet. With this triumph, Morocco becomes the second African country to win the Under-20 World Cup, following Ghana's memorable 2009 victory over Brazil. This win not only marks Morocco's first FIFA trophy at any level, but also underscores the country's emergence as a growing powerhouse in global football. The Swedish Football Association on Monday said that ex-Chelsea manager Graham Potter had been appointed national team coach after Jean Dahl Thomasin was sacked last week following 3 straight losses in World Cup qualifying. Sweden terminated Thomasin's contract on October 14 after his team only managed to win a single point in the first 4 games of the qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup. The Swedish FA said Potter, who was sacked by Premier League club West Ham in September, would be tasked with turning around a team containing star strikers like Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres and attempting to qualify for the finals in the US, Canada and Mexico. The goal is to create the optimal conditions to reach the World Cup in the summer of 2026, the Swedish FA said in a statement. The FA said the contract with Potter covered the ongoing qualifying period, with games against Switzerland and Slovenia in November, as well as a potential playoff in March. The contract will automatically be extended to the World Cup finals themselves if Sweden qualify. That's it on sports. Fawaz Akoshile is standing by for entertainment news. Hello, Fawaz.
Thank you, Olubabori. All aboard, London Boss Auntie bags our first UK TikTok Award nomination. Nigerians in the UK are not here to play, and BENUE Orojogun, also known as London Boss Auntie, is proof. The hilarious, lovable TikToker has just got our first ever UK TikTok Award nomination. And yes, it is for the big one, Video of the Year 2025. In true Boss Auntie style, she broke the news with excitement bursting through the screen saying, "Guess where I am? At the TikTok Awards. I have been nominated as the best video of the year 2025. Guys, thank you for getting me here, and I can't believe I am here, but thank you. Girl, we love a humble queen. She stands up against TikTok heavyweights like Gardner Brothers, Joseph Machines, Brad Ben, and many more. But trust Nigerians to enter the vibe and create unmatched vibes and creativity. If you've been on TikTok anytime in the past year, you've definitely seen her viral video, the one using false perspective to mess with your eyes and make you question reality and camera angles. We knew boss rides could be, who knew boss rides could be this cinematic? With her calm delivery, visual tricks, and unexpected humor, London Boss Auntie quickly became a fan favorite, and now she's officially on the UK TikTok map. From Lagos to London, she's carrying the Nigerian content creator flag high and looking fabulous doing it. Big shout out and congrats to our very own Boss Auntie while riding this wave with you all the way to the top. For our next story, drama is unfolding as Regina Daniels has accused her husband Ned Nwoko of domestic abuse in emotional video. Things took a shocking turn over the weekend in the household of Nollywood actress Regina Daniels and her husband, Senator Ned Nwoko, after Regina posted a tearful video claiming she is a victim of domestic abuse. In the now viral clip, the visibly distressed actress can be heard saying, "I am a nobody in my house, but in my own house I am a queen. Not again. I cannot stand the violence. It is too much." The video quickly sparked concerns and outrage online, with fans and celebrities weighing in the ongoing tension between the couple, whose relationship has been in the spotlight since they tied the knots, despite their widely discussed 40-year age gap. The drama intensified when Regina's brother, Sammy West, took to his Instagram story to directly accuse Nwoko of physically assaulting his sister. According to Sammy, the senator allegedly fled the scene after the incident and later sent men to intimidate their family. But the story didn't end there. By Sunday, Ned Nwoko responded publicly with a statement that threw a different narrative into the mix. He claimed Regina is struggling with substance abuse, which he says has deeply affected their marriage. Regina was not always like this, he said. Her current battle with drugs and alcohol abuse is the root of our problems. She must continue her rehabilitation program, or I fear for her life and safety. He also denied all abuse allegations, insisting, as of now, no legal action or official police has been confirmed, but the internet remains glued to the saga, hoping for clarity, justice, and most importantly, safety for everyone involved. Well, that's it on entertainment news. Over to Praise for the rest of the bulletin.
Thank you, Fawaz. It's a wrap on this bulletin at this hour. Please follow us for more stories and updates on all our social media platforms. It's a bye for now.